Hello, I am Heydar Nia. Thank you for being with us so far. From now on, we aim to build financial models. Our focus is on financial work. Although the Excel functions we've discussed so far are useful, we'll use them alongside financial functions. We are going to learn financial terminology. We will write the relationships between financial variables in Excel. We'll provide inputs and get outputs. While the functions we've studied so far help simplify financial model creation, financial functions are predominantly used in financial modeling. To do this, you must have a command over financial management concept. Financial functions are not effective without understanding financial concepts. My assumption is that you are a financial manager and are proficient in financial concepts, and I want to teach you how to calculate them in Excel. At the beginning of each lesson, I'll provide a quick overview of these concepts and dedicate most of my time to teaching them in Excel. The first concept we're going to discuss is the payback period. The formula for calculating the payback period is payback period equals years before break-even plus unrecovered amount divided by cash flow and recovery year. The payback period formula states initial investment, or original cost of the assets, divided by cash inflows. Payback period means that if you've invested money in a project, how long it takes for the principal investment to be recovered. That is, the time required to recover the initial cost of an investment. Before we delve into the payback period in Excel, let's learn a function together. We have a matrix with some repeating numbers. We have a function called COUNTIF. COUNTIF takes one criterion from us and finds the answer. For example, let's see how many times the number 100 appears in this matrix. Equals COUNTIF. It asks, where is the range? I say, this area. It asks, what is the criteria? I say, any number I put in this cell. Now if I put the number 100, it says there are two 100s in the matrix. This is an investment project, and this is the net cash flow that I have deposited into or withdrawn from the project. For example, in the first year, you deposited 1,000 units of money. In the second year, you deposited 400. In the third year, you withdrew 600. In the fourth year, you withdrew 1,100, and so on. If we calculate the net cumulative cash flow, here it's negative 1,000. I deposited 400 in the second year, making it negative 1,400. I withdrew 600 in the third year, making it negative 800. I withdrew 100 in the fourth year, making it plus 300, and so on. 800, 2,200, 3,100. We want to write a formula to understand after how long our principal investment has been fully recovered. In this table, it's clear that my initial investment was fully recovered in the fourth year. Was it at the beginning of the fourth year? Was it at the end of the fourth year? With a simple proportion, we can understand that it took 3 years and a few months for your principal investment to be recovered. So what was our payback period? 3 years and a few months. We write equals 3 plus 800 divided by 1,100. It becomes 3.7 years. We had a number 3 here. We had a number 800. We had a number 1,100. Why did I say 3 plus 800 divided by 1,100? With a simple proportion, we can say here, 1,100 was recovered in 1 year. In what fraction of a year was 300 recovered? It becomes 3 full years and a fraction of a year, which is approximately 8 months. And you'll arrive at the formula I mentioned. Now, I want a formula that calculates the payback period for me. First, I'll name this range net cash flow. And I'll name this range net cumulative cash flow as well. Now I want to find the number 3. I write equals COUNTIF, parentheses. I want to say, stop counting numbers for me whenever the net cumulative cash flow becomes positive. The range is this area. I can see and select the names with the F3 key, comma. What is our criteria? It is less than 0, and it's placed inside double quotation marks. I get the number 3. Now I want to obtain the number 800. I have a range that constantly changes with cash flow fluctuations. We use offset, equals offset, parentheses. Let me tell you a point. Up until now, we would select a single cell as the reference. If we designate a range as the reference, Excel, by default, considers the first cell of that range as the reference. We should avoid defining extra names. So, I introduce this range as the reference to Excel, and Excel recognizes this cell as the reference. Okay, don't shift rows. How many columns should I shift? If I give it this number 3, it will go to 300 and recognize this cell as the beginning of the range, whereas the number 800 is the beginning of my range. So I say 3 minus 1, and it's better to write COUNTIF, parentheses, net cumulative cash flow, comma, criteria, less than 0, parentheses closed, minus 1, and I want a 1-by-1 range, and it shows me the number 800. Now, since the number 800 is shown as negative here, we'll write a negative sign at the beginning of our formula, which I'll explain to you later. Okay, we want the number 1100. Equals offset, reference, net cash flow, rows, 0, columns, COUNTIF, parentheses, net cumulative cash flow, comma, criteria, less than 0, parentheses closed, and a 1-by-1 range. The answer is 1100. Okay, now I want to calculate the NPP. I need to say this formula plus this formula divided by this formula. When we want to combine several formulas for ease of use, we can do this. You can copy this formula. Go into the name manager. Write, for example, A, and you paste this formula there. Now, wherever you write A, it will bring that formula for you. We'll copy this formula and name it B. And we'll name this formula D. And we write equals A plus B divided by D. And it gives me the number 3.7. If the cash flow changes, for example, becomes 300 here, the payback period number changes. If other changes occur in the cash flow, the answer changes. Thank you for being with us. In the next lessons, we will move on to more complex issues in financial modeling. Goodbye.